Hey guys, Aaron Swaney here from Flex Machine Tools. We're going to talk about a customer demo that we did here recently. We had a couple pieces of C-channel that were welded together. So we had two pieces of 12-inch C-channel and one piece of 6-inch C-channel that was all welded together that you can see here in the video that we're playing. So I wanted to give kind of a rundown on the situation that we had and how we went about machining this project. So we cut this long part. They sent in like a 20-25 foot piece of this material, and we wanted to be able to take multiple test cuts on this. So we cut sections down that were a little bit more manageable to work with. So we got this up and we put the material itself up on some riser blocks to get it up off of the machine bed. And then we used some toe clamps that you see here around the outside of the part to clamp the part down on those risers. So what we're doing here is we're taking out, we have to cut a big pocket that you can kind of see behind the tool there. And so the first thing that we wanted to do was kind of take the legs out to give some clearance room for the end mill that we're going to bring in after this. So what we're doing right now is we're taking about 100 thou depth cuts with a Kyocera indexable tool, an MEW cutter. It's a 1-inch diameter tool. So like I said, we're taking about 100 thou depth cuts to get through the legs. And then what we're going to do coming in after this tool is we're going to bring a solid carbide end mill to ramp down the outside profile of that window that we have to cut out. Some of the issues that we were kind of looking at was, I mean, obviously you have three pieces of different material that are all welded together. So you have a lot of vibration that's involved in this material here. So we did want to be somewhat conservative on the cuts that we were taking to ensure that we get a good cut out of this. So after this tool runs, we see the tool going down to the top of the web there. And then we're going to bring it up to do a tool change to bring that solid carbide end mill in. So the next tool that we're going to bring in here is going to be a 3/4 inch HARVI I TE. This is a Kennametal end mill. We're going to run some coolant on it. And the goal here was to try to take as few passes as possible to get this window cut out. The other thing that we're thinking about during this whole part was cycle time. We want to be able to process this part as quickly as possible. So the goal here was once we started our lead into this pocket, we wanted to ramp all the way down through the material by the time we got back to that starting point. So what you can see, the end mill here going around, and like I said, we're doing a ramping contour here. So we're going down in our Z-axis as we're going around the window. So again, the goal is to get this one chunk of material out in one shot. Once we get down to that final depth, we'll take one final cleanup pass just to clear up anything that didn't get cut correctly or to get a nice finish on the part. So we're running flood coolant here. This is a full radial cut, so we want to make sure we get chips cleared out and we're not recutting anything. Here in the video, you can see that we're already about halfway through the window here, and we're already down to our final depth, cutting all the way through the web of the material. So as soon as we get this window cut out, then we'll do some more drilling and milling operations. The other thing with cutting out the slot there with that 1-inch cutter was to have clearance for this end mill and the holder. So when we come through cutting this window out, we weren't worried about having the end mill cut the floor of the web as well as the legs of the flange. We wanted to make this cut as easy as possible on the tool. Again, with a weldment this big, you have a lot of vibration kind of going out through the entire part. So this HARVI I TE end mill worked really, really well. This tool has a lot of versatility and was able to cut out the entire window and the two passes. Like I said, the one pass all the way around to cut the window out, and then one final pass around the outside just to clean everything up. So here we're getting to the final edge here, and you can kind of see the window itself, the slug of the window kind of falling out. This kind of gave us a couple other issues. We didn't really have a whole lot of control of where that slug was going to go. So luckily the slug fell out right when we were kind of ending that tool path. So here you can see the finished part. We have a couple the two windows. We have a bunch of holes that we were able to drill. We used a couple of other styles of tools to put in those slots, and also helical interpolate the bore. And we also had it in some drilling and tapping operations on this as well. I believe the tap size was a 1/4 20. So this was a fun project for us. We were able to learn a lot about the versatility of the tools, what kind of cuts we can make, and also how to fixture a tough profile of a part. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed, and we'll see you on the next project.